Hey guys, it's been a long time since I made a video. Apologize for that, but I'm going to do a video today, a real quick video of kind of a longer term review of the seat covers I purchased a little while back. I finally got them on the Jeep. I was able to put about 1,000 miles on the Jeep with the seat covers on. I'll kind of talk about the shortcomings and what I do like about them, and we'll kind of go through how they compare to some other seat covers that I've had. So the first comparison that anyone would make is how they compare to the Smittybilt seat covers. They're very similar, the Gear seat covers. I would say they are basically identical. However, the comparison that I did with them was on a newer Jeep, an 06 Jeep. I have a 99 model with 97 seats in it. As you can see, of course, this seat really hadn't been set in at all, so it's still got some creases in it. That seat has been set in and used substantially over the past few weeks. Overall, I like the seat covers. They don't fit tight. They don't fit like wet Ocolis or neoprene seat covers or anything. They're kind of loose. You don't really realize that as you're laying in them. You really don't notice them at all when you're sitting in them compared to these old seats. Newer Jeeps, as far as newer TJs and obviously JKs as well, have a more squared off seat. They don't come to this point like these old 97 seats do. More squared off, they're a little bit wider all the way up, and they're just a little bit taller too, a couple inches. All that would fit this seat much better. The bottoms are more square on the newer ones. Guys, one thing you can see even in their literature, you can see the seat there that they have it on is like a desktop replacement style seat. And look how tall and square this seat is. It's tall enough to make this curve up, and it's square enough to where this piece goes all the way across, whereas on mine it overlaps on both sides, because mine comes up to a point right here. And mine's not that tall either. My goal is to get newer seats in this Jeep, because these seats, I've said it before, I'm not enormous, but I'm 6'4", 250, and they're just not quite big enough for me. I pretty much spill out both sides. Maybe I should just lose weight, but let's be realistic. I'm not going to lose weight. So I just need some bigger seats. And these seat covers would fit better. The comparison, and I don't have that Jeep here, was to a Jeep with the 2006 seats in it. Same, I think, 04 to 06, maybe even 03 to 06. And they were much square, and this fits much, much better. However, once again, this is just aesthetics. Once you sit down in them, you don't even notice that they're kind of balloony and don't really fit up here. My head comes above the seat, so I don't really notice this in the way or anything like that. Tell you what I love about the seat covers. I love the fact that there's webbing all over and that you can mount different things. You can see I've got the cell phone bag mounted between my legs. I don't even know it's there, and it's big enough to put my 380 in, so it is big enough for a gun. I put my cell phone in it. You might be able to see it's got different sections. So it's got this section, which is good for a wallet or a billfold, and then it's got this section that's divided out, and I can fit my phone and my gun in there. And it just hangs there, and I never even notice it's there. So I really like that. I can put anything there. That's the only thing I keep there. I think on the other side I also have my flashlight holder. The fabric seems durable. One thing to call out is these small clips that everyone says break. I did have two of them break. What I did on the ones that broke, and they're under the seat so I can't show you, but on the ones that broke, I got the little push down, I guess you'd call them shoelace holders, like that come on the bottom of your fleece jackets, and you can get on some tennis shoes and stuff, and I replaced those with that, and that worked great. But they're on there as you sit down. They don't really move around. You can see that this one strap right here is designed to go through there and mount and Velcro behind the seat, and it doesn't work on these seats, because if I were to do that, it would pull that back too far. And it's designed for a taller seat, for that to be more back here on a taller seat, which obviously the newer TJ seats and JK seats are taller seats. But once again, you can see on my driver's seat, it's not an issue. So all in all, I'm very happy with them, especially for the money. It gets rid of this Aztec pattern for the most part, which sucks, because I was supposed to have I had Sahara seats in here. They were broke down on the sides. I had to replace them, and I had these in my garage. So I don't like the Aztec pattern. I really don't like the seats at all, but I do like the seat covers. If you're looking for a cheap seat cover with compartments and storage, I would definitely look at these. I've got no complaints with them. I didn't put all the bags on the back. I just don't need. I didn't feel like the need to put all of them back there if I wasn't going to use them. So I've only got a few of the bags on the back. But guys, that's it. I would replace the clips for the little bungees. I would sit in them and get them worn in. You can see how the driver's seat fits much better. And if you have a little bit wider seat at the top, you can see how this is made for a wider seat or a taller seat, then they'll work perfect. Which, when I do get some new seats for this, they will be a little bit taller and a little bit wider, so that'll be great. Here you can see I've just clipped this flashlight onto the webbing, and it stayed there. This flashlight holder that comes with it is too small for any substantial flashlight. If I were to put my flashlight in there, and this is a fairly small flashlight I have, you can see that flashlight's just too tall, and that's a small little flashlight. But I just put it right here on the webbing, and it fits fine. So that little bag is kind of useless. But the other bags have worked out well. See, I've already got a little stain there. I don't know what I dropped on there, probably some coffee. But this fabric will just wash off. One more thing about these seats that is going to need to be looked at on a longer term, especially during the summer. The back side of this fabric is rubber lined or has a plastic lining. Already, like I said, I'm kind of a big guy already. I've had, on a longer trip, I've had about a 2-hour trip in these seats already. My back started sweating when it was warm out from the rubber lining that's behind this. Be curious to see what that's like in the summer. If that's too much in the summer, then that might be an issue with these seat covers. But guys, there they are. I don't have any complaints with them yet, especially for the money. So these are the Sunpie brand, which is just a Chinese company. Then they're almost identical. I mean, for all intents and purposes, they are identical to the Smitty-built gear covers because I've compared them side by side. So guys, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will also be doing a long-term review on the headlights. These headlights, just for a quick recap before I do the actual review, have been great. I've driven at nighttime with them several times now, and they are bright. Too bright, actually. I've got them more or less angled correctly, but they are still, I'm still getting people flashing me, thinking I'm high beaming them. And then, of course, I put my high beams on, and it pretty much burns a hole in the back of their face. All right, guys, a lot of people have asked me about the lights, and if they're bright. They are. I don't know if you can tell, just right here in my driveway. That's my regular lights now. And then there's the brights. The brights are very much like a spotlight, and I do need to re-aim them a little bit. But one of my adjusters is too corroded and broke. Probably hear my clock spring squeaking there. And so I couldn't adjust them properly. The steering wheel will squeak like that if you leave leave the top off in the rain. But as you can probably see, just with me driving, there's a lot of street lights on my road. But you can probably tell it is very bright. Let me go ahead and hit the brights here. And you can see that the brights are very spotlightish. There's not a wide throw of light, but it is very far. That street sign up there that you see reflecting is pretty far away. As you can tell, we still haven't got there. And they're projecting out quite a long ways. I would say the dims, which now look really dim, but the dims I would say are easily 10 times brighter than a normal stock headlamp for a Jeep, normal 7-inch halogen headlamp. these LEDs are really bright. Pretty good spread for what you need them for. The brights can be adjusted out a little bit better. They're very spotty as far as throwing light in one centralized area. We'll run down the road. See if I get bright lighted. I get bright lighted a lot, and I do have them adjusted properly as far as angle. You can see how that spotlight throws out there now. The reflection on the signs is intense, almost too intense. That's another reason why I'm going to adjust them down a little bit more than normal. Because when you come up to a white sign, it is a very intense reflection. And that's on bright. On dim, it's pretty normal. You can see the reflection off of that. Even the yellow signs is intense, and they're not angled up. They're angled out at bright. They're angled down pretty well on dim. They just throw a lot of light straight out. There's not a lot of spread, if that's what you want to call it, on bright. I don't think I've ever been down this road, so we will pull in this person's little yard right here and get turned around before we get shot. Once again, these are so much brighter than the stock halogen 7-inch lights. Are they as bright or as universal, or do they have the right pattern as far as the more expensive LED lights, $250 and $300 LED jail speakers or whatever? No, I don't know. Hell, I've never had those, so I can't compare them. I can just tell you, based off of stock, they are extremely bright. They're well worth the $100 shipped to my door that I spent on them, and I'm very happy with them. I'm very happy that I have a parking lamp I can turn on that actually has some projection there. The color, they aren't yellow. They're fairly white light, which I guess that's one of the reasons why I might be getting bright lighted. But they are fairly white, and they just are good headlights. I don't live anywhere where it snows. One of the big complaints with these headlights is that they don't produce much heat. So when it snows, the snow will stick to them and you can't really clean them off. You know, that doesn't really bother me because it might snow once a year here and it usually stays on the ground for half a day. So, you know, not too bad. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions about them, then let me know. But they're well worth the money, in my opinion. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, hit the like if the video was helpful, and subscribe to my channel. I've been really lax on putting out videos for the last few weeks, but springtime's coming and the videos are going to be coming very quick. Subscribe and you'll get some notifications of new videos if you find any of these helpful. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see y'all later.